Hello. I think this is recording, and I think this is live, but I can't be sure. I'm just gonna have to believe that the internet and those who are in power have have agreed to record this and to post this on the time that they said that they would, and I hope that y'all are getting it, and I hope that it's coming through good. My name is Derek Zanetti, and I'm reporting live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. No big whoop. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me today. The band that I play in, the Homeless Gospel Choir, is a loud, live punk band, and the songs don't sound this way whenever you go to witness it live with your face. But if you use your imagination and you try real hard, I think maybe you can understand how it might sound, with a full band, perhaps, if you really, really squint and you really, really try, and you turn all the distortion up inside your mind. Okay, cool. This is a song off the new record. I should do this. No, man, this is fine, right? Nope, I should go more this way. Yes, more this way, right? That makes more sense. Does this look better? Or does this look better? Does this look better? Or this? Maybe I'll play it this way. I think this will be fun too. Cool. This song's called Blind Faith, and it's about it's about what happens to you whenever you follow something absolutely blindly by the trust of somebody else. I think there's a lot of bad information out there, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I think there's a lot of folk out there who are interested in making you feel scared and making you feel sad and making you feel alone, and then trying to profit off of that. And I think that's kind of busted. This song's about that in many ways, but it's on an acoustic guitar, so just use those imagination machines. You'll never get it right if you give up now. You eat it all up just to shit it all out. Half price golden calf at the Golden Corral. EpiPens and honeybees for all. Potato sack rat race, last place pays for the wall. It's always up to you what you're gonna take. Will you stay miserable because you're stuck in one place? Goddamn Marianne, I'm so amazed by your grace. There's always a kid cleaning up someone else's hurt. And I've been thinking too much about going back to church. A faith healer dealing pregnancy tests. Stockholm Syndrome citizens arrest. I've been thinking too much about giving into it. Blind faith. Does the spirit move you like a cattle prod? Locker room talk, the perverted word of God. So take it from a thief conversation on that dark and stormy night. What made you feel you did something wrong? Were you ashamed to be seen by your kids? Having to pay for someone else's sins? The still small voice that's too big to fail's got me feeling goosebumps like the Bible in Braille. I'm finally sure that there's nothing more than this. The still small voice that's too big to fail, it's got me feeling goosebumps like the Bible in Braille. I'm finally sure that there's nothing after this. The blind faith, blind faith, blind faith. Thanks. Thanks for watching this live stream, and thanks to the Social Distance Party for inviting me to be a part of it. This is another new song off of a new album that comes out on April 24th called This Land Is Your Landfill. It's an album about the end of the world. I wrote it a while back, and it's just it's either super fortunate or terribly unfortunate that it's happening at this particular juncture in time. It feels super applicable, and it's well, you'll just have to find out whenever it's your turn. Okay, this song's called Young and in Love, and it's about being young and young, so young. There's more to life than being young and in love, but I can't think of much. The heat from the street makes my broken heart beat. My blood boils over and sinks to my feet. I wanna be me. When I look in the mirror, wanna like what I see. Fighting the future, lying through my teeth. And shaming myself publicly. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. That first one was squealy. Sorry about that. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. 30 minutes at a time. I leave my body and I float outside. The bar or the club or the basement or the church. And I start to feel like nothing. I start to feel like nothing. I start to feel like nothing for whatever nothing's worth. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. And that one's called Young and in Love. It sounds so much different whenever you have the full band there, but I'm sure your imaginations are allowing you to tell the tale. That looks so much better too. I get to go ahead and you don't have to look so much into the air. see the thing that I'm playing too. Okay, cool. This is a song. Um, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sometimes the winters can be very gray and very cold and makes you feel, especially like in the February months, like you don't want to go outside. Like maybe it's dangerous outside, or um, maybe your mind's going to attack you if you go outside. Who knows? But this song's called Seasonal Depression, and it's about living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in February every year. Um, it's not so much about the weather as it is about the nagging voice that exists in the back of your mind that tells you that you'll never be enough and that you should give up and you should quit. And the power that that little voice has. And this song is in many ways, hopefully, a guide, at least to myself, at least a reminder to myself to avoid that and to ignore those voices and to try and create a narrative that's encouraging and one that is empowering. Well, they said to give up and to grow up, that my songs make them want to throw up, that I'm not original or catchy or clever or smart. They said my guitar would sound better at the bottom of the Ohio River, that I should get a job at the Route 51 Kmart. Sometimes I feel like I agree with my old friends that don't call me anymore to hang out or catch up or go drink root beer. And maybe I am not the same. Thank God that I am not the same. And I hope to be weirder than this time next year. Friends like that, who needs friends when you have seasonal depression? In Western Pennsylvania, or anywhere, you're afraid to just be yourself. Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck here, trapped in the wrong gear. Like an empty pack of cigarettes, like an endless bill called college debt. And I don't know when I first started feeling so alone, like how everyone else has a place and I simply don't. And sometimes you wake up in your 30s, take a look around, and realize that you're lucky not to be a ghost in a ghost town with friends like that. Who needs friends when you have seasonal depression? In Western Pennsylvania, or anywhere, you're afraid to just be yourself. Sometimes I think that I'll die here, and sometimes that's alright. Sometimes those words haunt me and cut me like a butter knife. And if your friends are assholes, then you're better off alone. Or you can go make new friends at the retirement home. Or you can move to Hazelwood and I will be your friend. And we can make a record in our brand new punk rock band. 'Cause with friends like that, who needs friends when you have seasonal depression? In Western Pennsylvania, when you're trapped inside of your house and you're bored to death on the internet in your hometown. Thanks, y'all. I don't know if I could even ask if it's coming through. I don't know if there is a way to find out if it even sounds okay, but I trust that it does. Um, I hope there would be some sort of like a big red flag that said, "Hey, this isn't working well." But I don't even know. Um, cool. Um, maybe I will do that one. So maybe I'll play this one for you. And I don't have any, I don't know if it's finished yet. In fact, I don't think that it is. Um, but I have been working on this idea, and it's a country song. Um, and it's a country song that I've been wanting to. I've been having these dreams about moving out to the prairie and just building a little 3 room, something real small. One room that has water in it with a sink and a, a kitchen, and then just a one big living area with a bed in the side, and then maybe like a some sort of a bathroom area in the back, but very basic and very simple, like a cabin or a cottage of some sort in the woods. And I would just have like a big garden. I would just tend to my garden, and I would grow vegetables, and we'd just live out there and just like be a cow person, and just live out in the prairie and just become a cow person. And that's what this song's kind of about. It is a country song. It isn't finished, but it's just a little treat that maybe I figured I would, just share with you as a. Huh. We'll see if I can remember all the lyrics. Just think super country. Just think about as country as you can imagine. I've been having dreams of just this cabin and my farm and gardening, and I'm going out like a cowboy, and I'm dressing up like a cow person, and I'm just out there, and I'm out there in the prairie, and I'm just out there, maybe I have a dog, but it's just a prairie life. It's a prairie life for this cow person. But a big hat, you know, chaps, the whole bit. How long has it felt like everything is changing? And it's hard to know if you can take a break. Fill up your lungs with a breath of fresh air while the fresh air is still free to take. I ain't a train hopper. I never was. I just sounded so much better than riding on the bus. I used to talk to Jesus on a one-way phone line. But I got tired of pretending I wasn't wasting my time. Glory, hallelujah, are you having fun yet? Are you too busy pretending like we've never met? I've done some pretending, oh, of my own. That's why us cow people sing our songs all alone. Glory, hallelujah, do you feel alone yet? Has all of this information made you forget? Constant information is making you dull, till you don't have nothing special about you at all. Living in a prison someone put you in because your information was different than them. Don't show your soft side, whatever you do. 'Cause they'll nail you to a cross called "We're tired of you." And you wish that you were better at playing guitar, but it's hard to sit still the older I get. Now life's a commercial on one giant stage. We're all sitting on our cell phones waiting to be entertained. Glory, hallelujah, I'm biding my time and trying to be honest about my slice of life. Have you ever wanted something different than you got? Then don't wait for no one when you got a clear shot. It's hard to think of something that's shiny and new when everything's a sales pitch and pointed at you. Don't you dare compare yourself to anyone but you. I might not know what's coming, but that's nothing new. I'm working on it. It's a country song, and I'm thinking about, I'm not ashamed to go ahead and make it spaghetti western. You know what I mean? We're going to have whips, and we're going to have yeehaws and bucking broncos. And, there's going to be bales of hay, and there's going to be people chewing on a straw, and just like a boot, and then a hat. And then there's a fella in the back, and he's getting tying up a big, huge bunch of asparagus that we're going to feed to, the people who've been watching in the crowd. This is an animal-friendly, farm here and cow people. So we want to make sure that we're feeding everybody good, nutritious vegetables. And, whenever, instead of like lassoing like a calf to tie it up, we're just lassoing like a whole bunch of carrots, and we're going to, dip them into the hummus and then provide them to the people. It's super socialist. And people will come from miles away to see the lassoer, and he'll lasso the vegetables, and he'll take those vegetables and he'll provide them to the people. But yeah, super country, spaghetti western, hats, get-ups, cow people, the whole bit. You can't miss it. I can't stop having that vision in my mind of the cow people. Okay. We'll play some more songs too. I just love talking about it. I love the idea of just going out there and just having it. I think it's I think sometimes my first mode of escapism whenever things start to get uncomfortable is like, well, I can always just live in the woods and just like grow root vegetables and just like live in a lean-to. I don't know if that's necessarily good, but it is something that I think about. Okay. What song can I play for you now? Okay, I'll play this one for you. Right on. This song's called "Crazy," and it's about that. It's about those feelings, and it's about trying to explain to somebody that you're not feeling so good inside your mind, and the person doesn't believe you, and you try in many different ways and in many different fashions to explain that there's a war that's happening inside your mind, and you don't. Some days you feel like $1 million and like you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and then the very next day you feel lower than dirt and you don't even want to get out of bed. And then some days whenever it's real bad and you really feel like the war's gonna take you over, you can't even tell the difference if you're doing really, really good or you're really, really bad and you're just running at 1,000,000 miles an hour and sweating and you can barely sleep. Anyhow, this is a song that's kind of about that. It's also kind of about trying to take a whole bunch of medicine to make yourself feel better, and that doesn't work either. This song is called "Crazy," and it's a protest song about big pharma. I feel crazy half the time, the other half I wanna die. It's harder to go outside when all you wanna do is crazy half the time. I feel crazy half the time. I feel crazy half the time. Everyone tells me I'm fine. I feel crazy all the time. I cut my face with a piece of glass so I wouldn't have to go to church. I've done more drugs than the Rolling Stones, and I forget why I'm even here. What's the point in anything if everything means nothing? I'm all alone in a crowded room. Nothing's real, nothing's good, and you wanna die but you don't know how to tell your mom you don't believe in God. I'm older now than I was then, but all I want is to be born again. I feel crazy half the time. I feel crazy half the time. I feel crazy half the time. Everyone tells me I'm fine. I feel crazy all the time. Thanks, y'all. That's a song for you. I don't know how many songs that is, but it has been a few. I have a message here, I think maybe from somebody. Um, okay, I can see the chat window if I want to. I didn't know that there was a chat window available. Um, well, how about that for new information on some old shit? I didn't know that I could, if there was even a chat happening, and I guess there is a chat happening. Hey, are you going to respond to the chat? Nope, I can't even see that there's one happening. But thank you for chatting, for all you chatty, all you cool cats and kittens out there. Carol Baskin here. Thanks for chatting. Um, I'm sure y'all have seen. I'm sure y'all have seen Tiger King. Everyone's locked in their homes and everyone has Netflix, and I'm sure there are people who haven't seen it, but there's a lot of controversy about that show and the guilt that comes along with perhaps playing a role in that show, and who's the real true supervillain, and was there anybody good? Was it all just an absolute kerfuffle that a bunch of people got put in the mix of? Um, I have so many different opinions about it. I've wasted literally no time. Um, I've literally wasted no time trying to find out if Carol Baskin killed her husband or not, because it literally doesn't matter to me. In hindsight, to the other nefarious, behavior and attitudes that go along with like Doc Antler and the rest of those characters. I mean, there's some real suspicious, nefarious ass shit happening. Not even like behind the scenes. This isn't like behind the scenes stuff. Like Homeboy is out and about like, being like a just a grossy. Yeah, what an absolute. I wonder. Okay, just here's another thing that I just want to say, just out loud and like in public, with just a side note. If we weren't all just trapped inside the house for weeks on end, would anybody watch that show? I'm sure the answer is yes, but certainly not as many people has been watching it now. I don't know. I'm just saying it's something to think about. I certainly am thinking about it. Okay, cool. All right. This is a song for you. Um, it's hard to say, um, punk rock is a very unique thing, and we don't always get to remember certain moments in our life. Like if you told me, like, hey, what did you have for cake on your 8th birthday? Couldn't tell you. Hey, what kind of cake did you have on your 16th birthday? Couldn't tell you. What kind of cake did you have when you graduated high school? Couldn't tell you. Hey, what was the first punk rock record you listened to? Green Day, Dookie. Period. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember hearing that tape in 1994 when I was only 11 years old, and I heard that album. I heard Green Day for the very first time, and it was earth shattering to me. I had no idea that there was people out there making that type of music. I had no idea that there were people out there making that type of loud, ruckus noise, and I had to know about it, and I had to know about this thing called punk rock. And sometimes people are like, oh, Green Day, that's funny. Well, I mean, I was only 11. I didn't know any better. Whatever, get out of here. They rule also, P.S. But yeah, it was my first experience with it, and I heard something that was different. I heard something that was loud, and I heard something that reflected like the feelings that I had inside my heart for the very first time ever, and I really gravitated towards it. But because of my parents, like super strict, conservative, right-wing evangelical Christian upbringing, I wasn't allowed to choose music for myself, and I was in this like super weird like teeter-totter of like feeling guilty and shameful about sin, and then also still like wanting to experience this other amazing life that I knew existed about like freedom and expression and art and community, and like all the weirdos hung out in punk rock. Like they were all the weirdos that society said that was no good, all the misfit toys from the misfit toyland, all had like a place to belong and go, and I certainly felt that was of me. Like that was like, oh, now I know where I belong with the other fucking strangers and the other, absolute weirdos. And to know that that existed, but then also know that I couldn't participate in it was extraordinarily alienating, especially as a young person who was concerned about the validity of, all the things that I was witnessing as far as like the religious extremism stuff goes. It was super, super bizarre. But I do remember the feeling that I felt whenever like I would listen to that cassette tape. I had a cassette, like a clock radio, and there were two radio stations in Pittsburgh. One was 105.9 The X, and one was 104.7 The Revolution, and they played alternative music. So I found out about The Offspring, and I found out about Green Day, and Rancid, and Pennywise, and other heavy music. Like I listened to Korn, and I found out about, Limp Bizkit, and Rage Against the Machine, and Marilyn Manson. And you learned about all this like super weirdo stuff that like I didn't even know. I mean, it was mainstream to everybody else, but to me it was like this super foreign, illegal material that I was just desperate to consume and desperate to find a community around it. And that's what the song's about. It's about realizing that like I'll never be the normal thing that has been projected upon what the trajectory of my life was supposedly destined for. Certainly wasn't the cup of tea that I would have chosen. And that's what the song is about. It's called Normal. It's a protest song about like still believing in it, like after all this time and after all these years of like, oh, you grew out of punk rock, or that's a thing that kids do, or whatever. It's still like a big, huge like tent post in my ethos and the things that I believe in and the things that I value, and how I make decisions now as a grown up. Is that punk? Is that a punk answer? And is that a punk thing to do? And like I know that for some people probably looks and sounds very juvenile and elementary, and I understand that, but it has been an absolute great barometer for me to gauge the things in my life that have value and the things that I want to invest and spend time in my life on. That's what this song's about. Thank y'all for checking it out and for sticking it out with me. This is fucking sick. Cool. 1994, I felt so insecure, growing in my hometown like a cancer. Something so unsure was knocking at my door. 11 years old then, and it was time to answer. I found my escape in that Green Day tape. When the songs would end, we'd just rewind them. And for anybody out there who's much older than me, I found my escape in that Dead Kennedys tape. When the songs would end, we'd just rewind them. girls with purple hair were out there somewhere, and I would be goddamn if I didn't find them. Up until that time, I had no peace of mind. I was stuck inside of something I didn't sign up for. So then I met this kid with dreads, and I can't forget what he said when I told him I didn't want to feel strange anymore. You're never gonna be normal. You're never gonna be normal. You're never gonna be normal, 'cause you're a punk. I started going to shows and taping songs off the radio. And then I figured out the radio was bullshit. So then I picked up a guitar and I played it with my heart. And I got inside my car and I started driving. 20 years and change. Well, this is more than just a fucking phase. I found something that I could believe in. When things are getting tough and I feel like giving up, I remember what my one friend said to me. And this what he said: you're never gonna be normal. You're never gonna be normal. You're never gonna be normal, 'cause you're a punk. You're never gonna be normal. You're never gonna be normal. You're never gonna be normal, 'cause you're a punk. We are the sons of no one. Normal. Thanks, y'all. You can, if you want to, go ahead and donate for this show. I think there's like some sort of like a squiggly square object that makes for a donation. All the donations that I'll be receiving for the social distance party tonight, I will be donating to our local DIY punk rock music venue right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Roboto Project. It's a wonderful space that so many amazing bands have come through and have played. I've played them countless shows there. Got a chance to see some of my favorite acts play there. And it's difficult for small independent venues and independent DIY places to remain in business when there's no foot traffic for weeks and perceivably months at a time. And hopefully we're able to keep our space going. So if you want to give all the money that is received tonight through the social distance party donation, fulfillment, fucking whatever, all that's gonna go to the Roboto Project to help them pay rent for these months where there are no punk rock shows. So thank you for giving to that. Thank you for Roboto here in Pittsburgh for putting on super amazing shows. Thank you for Diego and for everybody else who has asked me to be a part of it for the social distance party, for hosting this. I hope y'all are doing great. I hope you're spending time social distancing. Maybe you're making some art. Maybe you're making some music, or you're writing your feelings and your thoughts down on paper. Maybe you've worked so hard your life thus far, and this is the first break that you've had, and maybe you're just sleeping, and I think that that's okay too. Whatever it is that you're doing, however it is that you're spending this time, Um, I hope you're able to recover, and you're able to recoup, and you're able to rest, and you're able to enjoy it, and maybe you're even able to take this time and build something that's completely new. Um, I don't necessarily know what we'll learn from this altogether, or what lessons are to be learned all in whole. But hopefully we'll able to to leave this situation with a little more kindness in our heart, and a little more gratitude, and a little more understanding, for other people who are different than we are, um, and um, hopefully we're able to build better bridges between each other. I hope so. Anyway, um, cool. This is a song that I'm gonna play. This song's called Art Punk, and this is a track off of our new record, This Land Is Your Landfill. And this is a song about wanting to go outside, not wanting to go outside, but wanting to go outside. I don't know if you can relate at all, but it's a song about making art inside your house and being afraid of the outside world, and not wanting to go out there. This is a protest song too. If it wasn't for fear of disappointment, I'd try a whole lot less to not be such a mess. Art punk fuck up locked inside in the middle of summertime. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. It shouldn't have to be so hard to get back to who you are. To get back. If I wasn't so sure the world was ending, I'd live a whole lot more. Or find something worth dying for. Either or. Art punk fuck up lost in thought. Every petal loves me not. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. It shouldn't have to be so hard to get back to who you are. To get back up. There's a wet blanket called growing up that had me drinking so much that I'd throw up. I don't wanna go out. 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 I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go. If it wasn't for fear of disappointment, I'd try a whole lot less to not be such a mess. Cool, y'all. Thanks. I think I'm gonna play one more song, and then that's gonna be that for me. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and thank you to all my friends at Social Distance Party for inviting me to be a part of this. I see that you have a dear friend of mine coming up to do a feature soon, Max Stern. If you have a chance to witness that performance, I suggest that you do so. Max Stern is a great songwriter. He writes for Signals Midwest, and he writes for his own projects too. And he's a celebrity at the Gainesville Music Fest. I don't know if you've ever been to the Punk Rock Fest in Gainesville, but Max Stern's popular there 1 week out of the year, They serve him around on platters of gold, and they feed him grapes. And if you'd like to witness that, come on down to Fest this late October, early November. You can witness such extravagance. Your mind hasn't even comprehended such extravagance, but they really do. They love Max Stern down there at Fest. I think it's wonderful. And you're going to get a chance to see him right here. And I think he's just the best. So make sure you tune in for that one, and just keep on tuning in too. It's a great way to spend an hour with maybe a friend, or maybe it's a great way to spend an hour with a stranger, and you get to decide if you like somebody, or you get to decide maybe you don't like somebody. And then this is a great litmus test, even for yourself, to experience new things and new people. I'm going to tune this guitar. I think it's appropriate to do that now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to tune it. Okay. This song is a protest song. It's called Don't Compare, and it's about the internet, and it's about people always, myself included, finding things to compare yourself to on the internet. And sometimes those things that we compare ourselves to just are unattainable, and they're not even real human things that we can all achieve. But they sometimes keep us in like this really unfortunate prison of failure thing that we'll never be able to achieve, to some ideal lifestyle, branding that somebody else is like trying to promote on the internet, which is a complete waste of time. And it makes you even neglect and forget about the things that you care about and that you're passionate about. It's like, oh, maybe I should be drinking more organic celery juice, or not, or just don't, just figure out a different thing that works for you. I don't know. It's kind of about that, and it's also about the paranoia of having people listening to me all the time. I don't know. This song is called Don't Compare, and it's about the internet, and it's about my friends, and it's about this very moment that we're living in this very second. Thank you so very much. My name is Derek Zanetti. This music is called the Homeless Gospel Choir. This song is called Don't Compare. You can donate to this thing here. This I don't know if this is on there or not, but it's like a square thing that's right here on my screen anyway. And then all that money is going to go to the Roboto Project in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is a DIY music venue that could really use some help. After I'm done playing this song, I'm just going to go ahead and be done. So thank you so very much. I hope that you're well. Keep being well. Check up on your neighbors. Just like give them a call and make sure that they're doing okay. If there's somebody that's living on your street that doesn't have any family or anybody checking on them, maybe just like put a letter in their mailbox and say, hey, this is Derek from down the street, just checking in on you to make sure you're doing fine during all this weird shit. I don't know. I don't think it just takes a little bit of thinking just to check on other folks and make sure they're doing okay. Call some folks, check in on your friends. Don't go to the mall. Are malls still open? I don't know. They're open in Florida, I think. Don't go to church, like even when they're open again. Just don't. It's a terrible idea. Anyhow, okay. All right, this song's called Don't Compare. It's about the internet. I'm fed up by this analog Twitter feed. If I unfollow you, will you forget all about me? Like making art with a paintbrush and all the strokes that go unnoticed. Or when your friends pretend they're joking, even though they know that your heart is broken. Don't you dare compare yourself to anyone but you. Don't you dare compare yourself to anyone, but I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. go forgetting all the things that made you special, and you'll entertain the notion that you should have turned out normal, so the people in your office won't think you're such a fuck up, even though you feel much better than you ever can remember. Yet you're haunted by that memory of being seen by somebody who knew the kid you used to be when you were still in high school. You hide behind a coat rack in a cafe during summer and pretend to be invisible like the Holy Spirit. Just like the Holy Spirit, you know your greatest fear is that you'll always be too something for someone else to love. The internet only shows you things that it wants you to want. So after these commercials, the network must conclude that due to lack of revenue, they're shutting down Fox News. Don't you, Derek, compare yourself to anyone but you. I'm fed up, fed up, fed up. I'm fed up, fed up, fed up. I'm fed up, fed up. I'm fed up, fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. That's it, y'all. Thank you so kindly. April 24th, This Land Is Your Landfill is out into the world digitally and analogically also. Thank you so very much, Social Distance Party. Thank you so very much, Diego, for the invitation. Keep your eyes peeled for other amazing artists who are doing live streams on this medium and others as well. Yeah, cool. Thanks a billion. Thanks for coming into my weird office room and listening to my songs. Keep being good, y'all. Thanks.